Congratulations, you made it back. Alchemists, you are amazing. You know it. Alchemist Nation is the place we all hang out to get better and to make more money, but by doing it the right way. That's right, in creating income, not working for a living. But so here's what we're doing today, all right? You know what? Everybody always says, hey, don't put your eggs in all in one basket. Well, in Alchemist Nation, we do put our eggs in one basket. Why? Because we want to do things faster, better, be more efficient, right? So, what I'm going to tell you right now is put your eggs in one basket and don't be a chicken. All right? Just do it. Hey, if you're going to be anything, be a rooster. Guard that egg. Guard those baskets. Guard them. But you know what? Somebody could talk about that a lot better, and that is the guy, the co-founder of Alchemist Nation, Walter Amarillo, the man, the myth, the legend. Walter Amarillo, take it away.
Thank you, Stephen. Let's give Stephen Beaver a round of applause. I love it, my man. Welcome back, Alchemist Nation. We are going through wealth principle number 4. If you've been on the wealth principle journey for the last few years, you know what we do here. We're doubling our income and we're doubling our net worth. Hence the camera if you're still committed to the cause. Who here has been with us for the last 4 seasons? This is season number 4 for you. Hence the camera if you've been here since the origin. We got Ron, Darina, Alicia has been here. Oh, so let's give our like OGs a big round of applause for showing up 4 years in a row, doubling their income, doubling their net worth. 3 years. Hence the camera if you've been here for 3 years, been running with us that long. Excellent. 2 years. My 2-year folks. Excellent. What about 1 year? Who's been here for at least a year or more? Give yourselves a round. And what about the people who are just jumping in? Who is here for the first time? First time you've been on this call. Awesome. Let's give Lauren a round of applause. And Ronnie, welcome to the game. So the 52 wealth principles came to me not as an overnight success. They came to me when I was living in Las Vegas on a meditational journey for 3 months. I was like Moses, but instead of going out to the desert with no food and water, I went out to the desert with all the bright lights and the casinos and lots of food and water. I did, however, fast. Who here's fasted before? Has anybody ever fasted? I didn't fast for 40 days. What I did is I first fasted for 3 days, then I fasted for 7 days. And on day number 7, before I ate, I wrote down this script of all the different principles that I'd studied. It was actually 104 principles, and I had to combine a lot of them into the ability to be in 1 week. See, the wealth principles are designed so you can use them functionally in your business, one principle per week. Principle number 1 was think a million. Hence, Cameron, if you're here to make $1 million or more, or add another million to your already existing income streams, awesome, good. For anybody who's not interested in making $1 million, now's the time to log off. You're not part of the tribe. You're not interested in what we're doing. We're totally fine with you being gone, doing something else like washing the dishes or cutting your grass, because the rest of us have a purpose in life. We're looking to make more money. Hence, Cameron, if you're committed to serving more people as you earn more money. Excellent, excellent. And before we go any further, hence, Cameron, if you're committed to doing all your deals morally, ethically, and legally. Hence, Cameron, if that is true for you, solemnly swear. Awesome. So you can stay on. For anybody else, they're gone already. So these wealth principles have worked. When I was in Vegas, I came up with this strategy of delivering them 1 week per one principle per week. And they were not for you at the time. At the time, they were actually just for me. It was just so I could have a weekly plan of how I was going to tackle my business and continuously increase it, because I made a commitment to double my net worth and double my income. It wasn't until about a year later that I started doing something called the wholesaling bootcamp. And that's where I started teaching how people could wholesale real estate so that I could get more deals. I was completely, and I'll be 100% honest with you, it was so focused on me. I mean, everybody was asking me to teach wholesaling, and at the first, I didn't realize why I was going to do it. And then I saw I could get deals, and so I started teaching wholesaling. Hence, Camp, you know, there's a lot of gurus out there teaching wholesaling. It's not so you can make money. It's 100% because it makes them deals. Wholesaling is one of the hardest things on the planet to do and be profitable. So now I don't teach wholesaling. What I do teach, however, is getting rich, getting wealthy, passive income. Who here's committed to $10,000 a month passive income, no matter what? You got to at least have that. That's got to come in no matter what. That's non-negotiable. Excellent. Wealth principle 4 is called, comes from a lot of different people. The first time I heard it was actually Warren Buffett. But after doing some research, I identified some other people who had also come across this principle and started sharing it. But before I share why putting all your eggs in one basket is so important, and Stephen alluded to the concept, I want to impart upon you why it's so wrong not to. In this world, we get a lot of advice and a lot of suggestions from a lot of broke people. Hence, care if you know, broke people give more advice than rich people. Yes. Now, here's what's interesting. Rich people will only give advice when asked. Broke people will give advice whether you ask or not. Who's heard that? Who's seen that already? Just a bunch of people just giving you advice. You didn't even ask them. You just said, hey, I'm looking to be an entrepreneur. And they're like, oh man, entrepreneurs, like, 1 out of 3 businesses fail. Like a business only lasts like 7 years. They seem to have all these stats of how your business will be doomed from day one. Hence, Cam, you've already experienced this, sharing your dreams, your goals with someone close to you, friend or family. And it was not very encouraging. They also didn't give you any structural, like constructive criticism or constructive tools. They just said, it's not going to work out. You should do something else. As if they know what you're capable of, as if they know how hard you're going to study and how hard you're willing to work and how deep you're already into it by the time you finally told them. Hence, Cam, if you know you're deep in this, you're all the way in. Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause for showing up. All right. So, Millionaire Wealth Principle number 4. This comes after Principle 1, which was think $1 million. It's got to be $1 million business. Then Principle number 2, which we combined together this year, choose a business that can make $1 million. And then last week we talked about the 4 types of money. That was flow, equity, profit, and income. All 4 were different and they're built intentionally for your business. Every business has them, whether you understand them by those terms or not. But once we're diving into this, and then we've committed to a business, by the way, hands cam if you've already committed to a business, you know the one you're going to be doing, you know your one single flow. Awesome. If you haven't, to the extent that you are not increasing your income or doubling it every year, that could be the reason. You too many different distractions, too many different flows. So I want you to focus on one. This principle is put all your eggs in one basket and guard that basket. Now, most people will tell you the opposite. This is the advice that I received for years and years. Who's seen this advice? Don't put your eggs in one basket. Who's heard this from really smart people, right? Financial planners. You've heard it from your family. You've heard it from people who seem to know what they're talking about. And they'll come to you with this advice in order to protect you. True or true? Hence, Cam, if you've been told this in order to protect you from the dangers of a deal not working out, right? Something going wrong or something not happening in the way that you planned it for it. Well, there's a story behind don't put your eggs in one basket. Who knows the story? Who would you like to hear the story of how this principle came to be? This what are they called? It's a truism idiom. By the way, idiom rhymes with idiot. Who can kind of put that together, right? Idiom, this kind of idiotic. So this idiom of don't put your eggs in one basket started because people were collecting their eggs from all their different hens and putting them into a basket. And the concept was if the basket broke or if you fell or it dropped, you'd lose all the eggs. They would fall. So what people used to do is they take multiple trips from the hen house to the farm so that they wouldn't lose all their eggs. Hence the camp, you recognize it takes longer. It's a process, but it does diversify from a problem of dropping eggs. So it's good advice for egg handlers, people who handle their eggs, but it's not good advice for people who are building a business. It's also, here's another one. It's good for investors who have made a lot of money because protecting your money is a good strategy when you have money. Who here knows that if you don't have money, you don't need money protecting strategies. You need money growing strategies. So putting all your eggs in one basket is only valuable if you're looking to protect, if you're looking to stop the growth and also stop the risk of your investments. This was turned on its head by Mark Twain. Mark Twain is the first poet to kind of go and turn this idiom on its head. And he said, behold, the fool saith, put not all thine eggs in one basket. By the way, I have no idea if that's how he spoke, but here's how we're going to run this. He says, which is but a matter of saying, scatter your money and your attention. But the wise man saith, put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket. And now Mark Twain is a pretty smart guy. But the first time I heard this was not from Mark Twain. I actually heard it from Warren Buffett, who ironically was sitting in an investor meeting. And he says, now I'm not sure who said this. He says, I think it was Mark Twain that said it. He said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. He said, put all your eggs in one basket and guard that basket. Who here also knows that if you Google Warren Buffett and you type in, eggs in a basket, you'll find more quotes that say, don't put your eggs in a basket. Thanks, Karen, if you know that to be true. If you haven't done the research already, Warren Buffett has said, don't put your eggs in one basket more times than he has said, put all your eggs in one basket and guard that basket. And the reason being is that this is a very qualified piece of advice. So if you are not a business owner, this advice is not for you. If you are not a business owner, you're going to miss out on one of the greatest opportunities to capitalize on this current existing recession, to sell the picks and shovels to all of the people who don't know what they're doing. Hence, if you know, this is an opportunity to sell picks and shovels. And if you know that story, the people who sold the picks and shovels in the gold rush made all the money, while the people who were digging for gold lost all the money and then did all the work. So the people who owned the equipment afterwards and the land afterwards were able to go and find the gold just by doing a little bit of prospecting. Who's read the book 3 Feet from Gold or heard the story? Awesome. So it's the same concept. What Mark Twain was talking about and what Warren Buffett was talking about is it only makes sense to put all your eggs in one basket if you're talking about a business. The people who diversify their businesses and diversify their income streams end up with a more stable amount of money, but it will always be a lesser or lower degree of income. When it's a business, if your thoughts are diversified, you may reduce your ability to drive towards the marketplace. I was talking to Larry Steinhaus about this. He's got a lot of different products. And this was one of the conversations. He's a coach. He's got a lot of different products. He teaches all these different ways to build your wealth, but he didn't have a singular approach. He didn't have a single market. So his marketing strategy had to be across these 4 or 5 different strategies. And so he was reaching out to these 4 or 5 different people. And so there was confusion in the marketplace, a lack of clarity around who he was and what his brand stood for. In fact, his brand is, maybe it still is, investor schooling. Hans Canfield recognized that doesn't say anything about real estate, even though he's extremely proficient in real estate. And that's what he's most known for within his circle. And it's what he's most passionate about and where most of his money comes from. Hans Canfield recognized that could be a challenge for an amazing coach and teacher and trainer unless they get laser focused. It's the same thing that could be happening in your business. I'm going to go a little further on the quotes, because I think that although Warren Buffett's great, Andrew Carnegie is somebody who I respect and admire because he built a lot of great businesses. He also said, put all your eggs in one basket and watch that basket. He's a business owner. Andrew Carnegie built one of the largest businesses even today to have ever existed and changed the entire country. Hans Care, if you've heard his name and understand he was the steel magnate. This guy controlled steel, controlled the railways. He controlled the buildings that were being built with steel. He single-handedly changed the entire country just by introducing a new way to produce this product and then scaled it up by buying out the other people in steel. He created the largest steel monopoly in the world at the time. That only comes because he said, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket. And then when somebody competed with him, he would protect his basket by going and either buying them out or building a business that was better or faster than his competition. Hence, Canfield recognized you may have to do the same thing over the next few years in your business. You've got to continue to compete. Now, it wouldn't be a full quote if I didn't go and steal something from Elon Musk. Elon Musk, again, said, it's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. I just can't understand now we're getting a little closer to the concept of what this guarding thing is. So putting all your eggs together is only good if you know how to protect them. It's only good if you're actually in the right industry. It's only good if you actually are the right person who will guard and protect and control what happens to the outcome of that business, who you're absolutely committed to protecting their family, themselves. Excellent. So then through extension, your business, which feeds your family and yourself and protects you financially and gives you options. So having one business was a much better strategy than diversifying. We've all heard of Richard Branson, right? Richard Branson, the man who's known for having 400 businesses. Hence, can't we know that name? Sir Richard Branson, right? The man who was sworn in by the Queen herself. I'm going to go through something that I found online. I thought was fantastic. There's 5 billionaires that we're going to review. First is Richard Branson. The second is Cuban, Sheldon Adelson, Eric Lefkowski, and Elon Musk. And what I'm going to show you is a path to their businesses, the path with which they followed to their success. Hence the camera if I got your attention right now, if you're interested. All right. So the reason I share this is because the idea of all these different ideas, like ideas are valuable, is I think a lie. Your ideas are worth shit. The only thing that is valuable is your execution of a singular idea. It is not your execution of a lot of ideas because, again, that is shit. The only thing worth value to you, it doesn't even have to be your idea. Who has heard of an entrepreneur who built an idea that wasn't theirs? Right? Like I know every single billionaire on the planet has at least 1,000 people who are like, that was my idea, he stole. He's watched the movies, right? Seen the movies. McDonald's is a perfect one in my mind. It's like, this guy had nothing to do with McDonald's. He didn't even build the first one. He didn't even build like the first couple. Like, he just came in afterwards and said, this is going to change the world. Elon Musk is not the creator of Tesla. Little known fact. He came in as an investor in Tesla and then scaled it up, took it to the next level. Hands to the camera if you're ready to dive into why or how these paths were delivered. Awesome. So let's start off. I'll scan down really quickly so you can see Richard Branson, right? Probably one of the most famous people before Elon Musk as a billionaire. Look at how long his trail to get to the $1 billion is. Look at Cuban, how long his trail is to get there. Sheldon Adelson. Now the trail's getting shorter as we go. Elon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. I just can't fully understand. Focus, laser focus. And by the way, Richard Branson kept all his businesses, which is why it took him so damn. It's why he's got the gray hair. Look at this guy, beautiful gray hair, and Elon's still got a full head of hair. He's much younger, much richer. So Elon's story, and I'm going to go through Elon instead of you guys. Who would like to see access to this? Who would like this actual infographic? Awesome. I stole it from somebody, so I can send it over to you as long as you give me credit for sharing it with you. And I guess this person, Annie Vital, you can just whatever, whoever she is. So Elon Musk, he started with video games. Who knows? He started with a video game that he sold for like 100,000, it was some small dollar amount, like $10,000, $14,000 when he was younger. Then he shifted into a company called Zip2. And what Zip2 did was they took businesses and they put them online. It was kind of like the Google My Business of the day. It was like the early start for newspapers. And he sold that business for a decent sum, but he didn't own all of the business. Again, another principle. He was there for 4 years. He sold many shares to the company, and I believe he walked away with about the company was sold for 100,000. I think he walked away with about $20,000 from the $20 million. It was sold for $100 million. He walked away with about $20 million, somewhere in that ballpark. Then he starts X.com. X.com is PayPal. He stays in that business for, again, 4 years, no distractions, nothing else going on. He wasn't like, I'm a wholesaler and a flipper and a buy and hold guy, and I do rehabs, and I also am a real estate agent. Hence, and I'm also a coach. Hence, can't you recognize he wasn't all these different things, right? Who here knows a bunch of people who do all those different things? And a property manager, right? And a contractor. And I also have an Etsy shop where I sell my craft furniture. Hence, if you recognize, there's a lot of distractions out there. You're so talented, you can do so many things. That doesn't make you rich. Focus on one individual talent, one individual skill set, and even better if it's not your talent. Even better if it's not your skill set. Even better if you've got a partner who knows the thing so that you can go sell and scale. By the way, you're going to see that sell and scale is more profitable than being the person doing the thing, unless you've got the partner who's got the ability to sell and scale. Hands to the camera if you're committed to being either the person who does it or the person who sells or scales. Awesome. All right, so then he goes and he builds PayPal, sells that for a ridiculous amount of money to Hewlett Packard. I think it was in the billions, 1 billion or something like that. He walks away with over $100 million. He buys some fancy car. He splits his money up into Tesla and SpaceX, and then drives hard on Tesla's improvement with his team, mindset wise, and spends most of his time over in SpaceX. Tesla obviously makes him rich as hell. The contracts with the government that they're now sending up something every 3 days also makes him rich as hell. And somewhere along the line, he invests in his brother's business for solar panels. Invests passively, not actively. Hands if you're now catching that Elon Musk is the faster model because he's done one business at a time. And only when he was rich, he diversified across, now owns a boring company as well. 3 or 4 different companies at a single point. And yet you're over here trying to run 3 or 4 different companies before becoming, we'll call it a decamillionaire, right? 10 million. Who here recognize this is a flawed system. It's a flawed plan because of flawed mindset. We believe our thoughts matter. We believe that our ideas are important. Your thoughts only create your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. They are not important, though. They are only important if they are creating the reality you desire. Your ideas are not important unless they're the ideas that lead towards your singular purpose, your singular intention, your singular mission or reason for being on this planet. The thing, by the way, here's another one. It'll piss me off with this one. I want to do what I'm passionate about. I don't give a shit what you're passionate about. I care that you do what pays you so you can do what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about your business, there's a good chance it's not making money. If you're passionate about your business, there's a good chance it's exciting to you. Until your business is boring, you will not be able to scale. Until your business is boring, you will not be able to take it to the next level. Until you know it so well that you're not interested in doing it anymore, you will not be able to take that business to the next level. So I don't want to hear that you're passionate about your business. I don't give a shit about where your passion is. I want to hear how committed you are. I want to know how disciplined you are to show up every day to do something that is no longer something you're passionate about, because the passion will fade. The love of the project, the love of the business will fade. Hands to the camera if you have lost love for another human being at some point. At some point, you were like, I loved them so much when we met, and now I love not being around them, right? Who here has lost love for themselves at some point? Just feel like, man, like, I don't even know if I love the person I'm in right now. Like, fuck. So love is not something we can rely on to build a business. Anybody saying that is a fool, is an idiot, is a liar, is somebody who's in disillusion or trying to sell you something. Be careful with that. Because if they're trying to sell you something, they're like, well, this, don't you love this? No shit. Anybody who hears something for the first time gets excited and wants to do the new exciting thing. Where the money is in the boring stuff. It's putting all your eggs into one basket and building your skill set, building your team, building your assets so they keep driving you forward towards a singular purpose, a singular goal. Who here would love to create something massive and powerful and a legacy for themselves, a legacy for their family that will protect the wealth of their family for generations and generations? You and me both, I agree. The only way to do that is to commit. And I don't mean like small commitments. Who here has had commitment issues growing up? Like couldn't commit to the woman, couldn't commit to the guy, couldn't commit to the career, couldn't commit. Fucking, you went to college and you're like, oh, I'm in general studies. Or you took psychology. What the fuck were you thinking? Right? Like, come on, like commit. Just decide what you're going to do. And if it's happened there, it happens in the next career, it happens in the next business, it happens in the next relationship. Commitment issue, commitment issue, commitment issue. It wasn't until I decided to commit to one thing in all aspects of my life that success started to show up. For instance, my physical body. Decided to go to the gym. One commitment, I show up every day. And it has physically changed. Look, biceps, guns. Now I made a commitment to do legs every day. I will finally have a pair of legs, which previously I was just a man floating in the air. And these thin little sticks were walking underneath me. Hence, Karen, if you know, you don't want to be a bird, right? So what if your business, what if your relationships have been built on that same sort of fundamental flaw of I focused so hard on this one aspect that I forgot to build the base, forgot to build the legs, forgot to build something that would sustain me in a case of a situation occurring in your relationship or in your business. By diversifying your focus, you have forgotten the ability to strengthen yourself, to move yourself towards through a recession. Who here found the recession? It kicked them on in the teeth a little bit, gave them a little shock in one of their businesses. All right, a little bruising here and there. But if you'd focused and stayed focused on your singular business, that business would have been prepared for it. True or true? If you'd been hyper focused on your business, on protecting your business, on making sure your business was recession proof from the beginning, this recession never would have had an impact. You would have seen it coming because you were so focused on making sure that the business was always moving forward, no matter what the market provides. Fortunately, we have the ability to do that now, but you're going to likely have to reconsolidate. You're going to likely have to restructure your existing business in order to get it to a point where it is functional, to get it to a point where the things that are working now and today and the things that will work tomorrow are being developed and worked on immediately. If your income has stopped or slowed down dramatically, you need to wake up and not think things are going to go back to normal. You must change. You must adjust. You must step up your increase your activity today because nobody is coming for you. Nobody's going to save you if your income has stopped or slowed down or reduced. Something has to change because the market is different from what it was a year ago. Who noticed that in COVID, right? The market changed. It changed overnight. It was completely different. We survived and thrived because we made the change faster. We asked ourselves, what is the biggest change? It's virtual. Excellent. Let's go all in on virtual. We always had the ability to go back to in-person live events. That never, we already built the asset. We could always go back, but we shut down every single live event we were running, every single business that operated in live. We shut it down. We shifted all focused energy onto Zoom and the virtual space. We built Alchemist Nation. We built Alchemist Properties. We built Alchemist Connect over the last 12 months, 14 months now. We've built 4 different digital platforms that are all, and we built Alchemist Financial. So 5 digital platforms that are all based in the real estate space. Technology companies. We shifted to technology because we could not do the in-person stuff anymore. It was gone. It was wiped out. Because we were so focused on one cause. One cause is build millionaires. That's our main focus. Does it build millionaires? We'll do it. If it doesn't build millionaires, we won't do it. And when COVID hit, it took away a lot of our options to building millionaires. Networking is our main strategy for building millionaires. Who's noticed you hang around people who want to grow, you grow. You hang around people who've already gotten there, you find out how to get there. You hang around people who are above you, they invest in you or with you. So we know the secret to building millionaires is networking. It's one of the businesses that I suggest people build right now. Build a business around networking, get the sponsorships, get the workshops, get the coaching, the mentorship, get the raising of capital, get the marketing fees for being a marketer, for finding them off-market deals, get the commissions for being an agent, partner in their deals, get access and equity to the deals by doing the flips and the holds, by being the partner who brought whatever they were missing. But don't put yourself all at risk and try to do just creative financing strategies. Get somebody else to pay for your marketing, get somebody else to pay you for the deals, get somebody else to pay you for raising the capital for the deal. Syndication model. Hence, if you understand, we're shifting how we operate business. And I refuse to let any of you fail. I refuse to let you follow this path of wholesaling or agency specifically without having the 7 streams of income that an investor can make in this market. Well, 6 that an investor can make, 7 that an investor-friendly agent can make. Because you still get those commission checks. Hence, if you're a licensed agent, know a licensed agent. Yeah, don't miss out on stream number 6, right? That is the commission check. I recently mind mapped the 7 streams of income. Who'd be interested in seeing it? I talk about these in the Recession Proof Challenge. So I just mind mapped this about 5 minutes ago. So I apologize for the bright colors and the simplicity of this. But here's how it works if you run a live event. A live event called the Multifamily Network. It's live networking for people who want to invest in multifamily. By the way, I did this specifically for people who are like Larry Steinhaus or Stephen Beaver, who are looking to raise capital, looking for large sums of money from other investors. What you call your network will dictate who shows up in the room. Large multifamily network, or passive multifamily investing. These are going to attract investors with money who want passive income, who are thinking multifamily, not these little guys who, I never do an event that says, how to buy houses with no money down, right? I won't do an event that's like, hey, here, learn how to subject to. By the way, Larry Steinhaus teaches subject to. So I can just send you that way if you want to learn how to do it. Then from the multifamily network, you get 7 streams of income immediately from that network. But also you can run a wholesaling boot camp if you want deals, because the people who show up to the multifamily network will have wholesalers in the room. Hence, Karen, if you know, wholesalers show up to every single real estate event out there. So it doesn't matter which one you name it, they're going to show up. Wholesalers can now bring you deals, and they can run local landlord groups, which Alchemist Connect already built them out for you. So to manage those, we have the software to build those groups so that you get access to the leads by being the person who builds the list for them and their marketing source through Alchemist Connect to get the landlord group built, so that they now have access to off-market properties and cash buyers of properties, because the landlords in the city are both the cash buyers and they're both the cash sellers. And Scanford recognizes this is obvious common sense, and yet nobody's doing it. So what our mission is, our one focus this year is to build 5,000 landlord associations across the country, leveraging this community. As long as this community continues to want to make money. If you don't want to make money, then, be gone. We've clearly done our job, and you're welcome, and you don't have to stick around anymore. Here are the 7 streams of income, all of which we've already built out so that you can make profit. Bring in mentors and coaches like Larry Steinhaus or Steven or some of the other coaches that you see in the programs. Workshops run by these coaches. You get to charge up front. You get a commission from working with these coaches. You get to charge up front for their workshops. Sponsorship of events. This is one of our biggest streams of income. This is lenders, attorneys, financial planners, real estate agents. They pay for our events. And then marketing services from off-market deals. Alchemist Connect has something called Alchemist Acquisitions, which is a $5,000 charge. We pay 10% to anybody who sells that service. Get your investors to invest in this. You get off-market lists. We do all of the work. You just have to show up to the appointments. Capital raising for investors. This is something you do when you have people who you've already sold their houses to, right? So you've already sold their house. They made 100,000, they made $250,000. They're like me. They walked away with $1 million. What are they going to do? You ask them what they're doing. They invest in the deals that you suggest they invest in. You can either partner with your projects, or you can just make money 2 points or 4 points. And it's careful, lenders make 2 to 4 points for bringing money to a deal. So even if you don't close the deal yourself, you can still get paid to help somebody else close a deal. Then there's commissions from closings. This is for realtors only. But wholesalers, I guess you get a commission from flipping a contract. So I guess it's kind of in there. We'll call it a wholesale fee. And the final retirement plan is your partnering in your flips and rentals. So this is where all of this activity, all of this connecting with people, getting paid for your marketing, getting paid to start and build your retirement plan, eventually you get to partner on whatever part of real estate you don't want to do. So for me, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to find the deals, but I have no problem bringing the capital. I partner with people who found deals and did the work. And so I just bring capital because, hey, I got a big network of people I've helped sell real estate to, helped sell their real estate from. And if you recognize, this is a simple path. It's a stream of income. All it takes is showing up to one call, one time per month, one live event, as long as all you do all month long is drive traffic to your live event. All month long, you drive traffic to your live event. You teach your wholesalers how to run their local boot camps. You teach your wholesalers how to run their local landlord groups. And then you allow them to send you the money and the deals, and you just run them through the funnel. And the funnel already exists. It's called AlchemistNation.com. Hence the camera, if this was a fun example of a business model. It's the only business model I believe in. By the way, I showed the numbers the other night. This makes $150,000 to $250,000 without agent commissions. As long as you put 500 people through your event throughout the year. That means 40 to 50 people have to show up 10 times, 10 months. Hence, if you recognize you can do that. It's very easy. Who's been to an event with more than 40 people in it? One monthly event. All it takes is a handful of clients. A handful of people to be on this. There's actually 13 streams of income within those 7. If you're not making money right now, it's just because you haven't pivoted. It's because you're stuck on some old idea. If you're not making money right now, these are recession proof. Investors invest in a market that is down. Investors invest in cash flowing assets when the market goes sideways. Who is recognizing sell the picks and shovels, baby? That's what Alchemist Nation is all about. That's our main focus this next year, is serve our community selling the picks and shovels. Serve our coaches by giving them stages to speak on. Serve our investors by giving them education so that they can go and invest intelligently and not take risks and not make mistakes. Serve our agents by bringing them investors through the landlord association. Serve our wholesalers by giving them an opportunity to get off-market deals and build real relationships and cash buyers lists. Serve our investors, our lenders, by giving them assets to invest in, because they got the money and they're looking for a place to put it. And they're begging me, they're like, what can I invest in? What can I invest in? It's like, well, all right, I got to build a system to find all these deals and see who is actually qualified to do the deals. Solving problems in one industry through one means, one focused means that we as a community can all benefit, all increase our income. Now, will some of you make more than others? Of course. All right, the Larry Steinhouses who have been, making $600,000 a year, $1 million a year, will always do better than the people who are used to making 40, 60,000, because you just don't want it bad enough. You don't believe you deserve what he believes he deserves. And Karen, if that makes sense. We understand where I'm going with this. So our biggest work will be getting guys like Doug McGurk in here to get your mindset right, to get you believing in yourself, to getting you on the 6-figure jump starts with Steven, to make sure that you're doing the things to get to a 6-figure earning. So this year we've got our work cut out for us, but it's simpler because it's just one thing. It's just one drive. It's just building the right event for the right people and then expanding and scaling and allowing others in. Your business grows when it's not focused on you and when you're not the only person who matters. Your business grows when you put all your eggs in one basket and you guard that basket. Hence the camera, if this was valuable for you. Got your mind thinking a little bit. We're going to do an exercise. We do an exercise every week. We're running this a little bit longer than usual, but every week we do an exercise. I want you to write down all your different businesses, all your different business ideas. I want you to write them all down. Some of you are like, oh shit, I'm going to need 2 pages. Write them down. Write all the businesses. Write them all down. For some of you, this will take a minute. Some of you are like, I don't even have one. Cool. Write down whatever you did last for money. Some of you don't want to admit that is. You don't have to put that in the chat. I worked a job for someone else. Ah. So we were like cleaning toilets. I met a woman at the gym the other day. She's a doctor, literally a fucking doctor. And yet she's cleaning houses. And her eyes were downcast when she said, I clean houses right now. I said, woman, don't like be proud of what you're doing. She's from Cuba or Dominican. She's from like another country. I said, look, you're a doctor. You already proved you proved that you were smart. You came to America and you're cleaning toilets because you're also fucking smart, right? You got the hustle. You know how to build this thing. And I explained to her, I know a lot of business owners who have $1 million cleaning companies. So I said, look, just stay focused, keep going. So write down your business, write down what it is you got, all of them. And I want you to look at the one that feeds the other ones, the one that feeds the other ones. This training company feeds the other businesses that we operate. Right? Alchemist Nation feeds the deal flow, the investments, the money. It feeds the labor, the people who are going to do the work. It feeds all of that by being a marketing company, by being a networking company, a company that brings people together. Hence, Cam, if you're seeing the business plan I showed you just now, if you saw the value of the business plan, we just bring people together and we put them into the right places by serving, just organizing and collecting, like Mitch Jorsky says. That's what Alchemist Connect is designed to do. It organizes people and collects them. It collects them and puts them into the right folders so we can go and work with them. Hence, Cam, if you got all your businesses written down, who's still writing? Whose wrist is getting sore? All these different fucking ideas. Shit. I want you to pick the one that is your opening funnel, the one that serves the most people. Maybe it doesn't make a lot of money. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It just has to be your loudest one. That's your marketing company. That's the marketing. That's the one that draws the most people in. If you're an agent, it could be the fact that you're a YouTuber on Facebook. It could be the fact you're a social media influencer and it's just drawing in all your business, all your deals, right? It could be the fact that you are a bartender and you're working at a bar and that's where you get all the deals that are coming to your business. It could be that you're a car salesperson and suddenly the people come to you to buy a car, but they're also buying a house. All right, so write down what is it that is your deal flow system. Yeah, a contractor's in the houses already, right? So you already know if somebody's got a problem in their house. Roland is a property manager, right? Property manager is the easiest way to find out if somebody needs a deal, if somebody's ready to sell, right? They're already managing the property. They already see the signs. They know if something's working, not working. They know somebody's going to want to sell pretty soon. Hence, if you recognize there are businesses that can be symbiotic flows, vertical integration. What I just showed you on this call was vertical integration. I want you to start with business number one, the first business that drives in the traffic to all the other businesses. For us, we chose mentorship and coaching. That was our first business. But if I were to go back, I would just make it live events. I would just make it live events. That is our vertical. That is the front end of our business because it's the most easy thing for us to start in any market across the country. And I would just make it landlord events because I can literally pull a list of landlords, absentee landlords. Who knows how to do this? Where my wholesalers at? Know how to pull a list of absentee landlords. I can pull that list and then send them a text or ring them up and say, hey, the landlord meeting is next week. We need you there. Who knows they're going to show up with that kind of a message. We need you there because you're a local landlord and this is really important. And the governor wants you there. The mayor wants you there, right? Specifically asked to get you there. You can pull this off. So that's why I would start with landlord association. I just pull them all in. I just get them all into it. And then I just have the conversation, find out what their needs are, find out what their problems are. List properties, get affiliate fees for having contractors go to their projects, sending Jared, the landscaper over there. I just get little bonuses for sending over my contractors, my plumbers, my electricians, all those little side streams from building my sweet network and just solving their problems. Send my Jacob Belts, my Stephen Beavers, my financial planners over there when they're like, oh, I need infinite banking. Cool. I got the guy, just start charging marketing fees, start all these little different ways to make money through a network that is small, focused. And then when they're ready to sell, you buy their real estate. And Cam, if you're committed to being intelligent and efficient, building real relationships, not being transactional, awesome. You got to serve your community. So anyway, pick one and erase all the others or cross out all the other businesses. Focus on that one this week. I want you to just focus on that one business this week, this year, and just grow the fuck out of your opening funnel. This is how you become recession proof. Grow the hell out of the first funnel, the business that can attract the clients. Grow that business, and I promise all the other businesses are easy to handle. But without that business, without the one that attracts people in, you will not have a business one day. Hands camp, you've already felt that, already noticed. So although the income went down, where did it go? It's because you got distracted in the wrong business. Go back to the business that builds attention. Go back to the business that draws people in. Go back to the business and input the infrastructure to collect names and souls and people and relationships. You've got to organize, collect and organize, right? Collect and organize so you know how to serve them. Collect and ask them questions and organize them in different folders so that you can go and build an actual business. Who's committed to organizing, collecting? Awesome. Awesome. Oh, Mitch Jaworski would love this call. I don't know where he is today. So Darina told me that I got to mention the challenge this year. Who would like to do it with us? Who would like to build this event, this opening funnel with us live? So over the next 21 days, starting on March 6th, we're going to do our 21-day challenge. The 21-day challenge is designed to build you 100 clients that will expand your business. 100 clients that will expand your business, grow your business. And if you don't follow the steps in the challenge, then results may vary. But if you do follow the steps in the challenge, we'll build you a business that can pull in $150,000 to $250,000 a year without having your real estate license. And if you have your real estate license, we can double your business. Hands to the camera if that's the sort of thing you're interested in learning how to do. That being said, it only works if you work. It only works if you show up. It only works if you believe. And it only works if you click the link now. Go to challenge.alchemistnation.com, make the commitment, show up to the call. And if you show up, I'll show up. If you don't show up, I'll still show up to the people who did, and they're going to pass your ass. It's on you. Your success is 100% your decision this year. If you're in the challenge with us, we control your success to some degree. If you're not in the challenge with us, your success is wildly at the fate of the universe and your mindset. How has that worked out for you so far? So the link is challenge.alchemistnation.com, and your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to show up every day for 21 days, starting March 6th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with me, with Steven, with Amy, with Darina, with our team to help you build your business over 21 days so it can be recession-proof. If you haven't done it with us yet, you're in for a shock. It is work. But the work is only about 5 to 10 minutes a day. The emotional anxiety of not doing the work can last for weeks. Hands to the camera who's been in the challenge knows the anxiety you feel if you don't do something. Awesome. Give these guys a round of applause. I love it. Darina, can you drop the link in the chat? Challenge.alchemistnation.com. Awesome. So for everybody who is on the call, every week we do a book of the week. And I don't see Michael shine because Mike is our keeper of the books. I don't see Doug McGurk, and I don't see Mitch Jaworski. So I guess I'm going to do the review of the book of the week. Who's read this book, The Millionaire Next Door? Excellent. Excellent. Is there somebody who'd like to read, do the book of the week? Is there somebody who'd like to give the review?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
I had a feel like
I've read
Thurman.
it.
Go ahead, Thurman.
Yeah, so the Millionaire Next Door, it basically just talks about the mindset and philosophy of millionaires. It talks about some of their spending habits, what they commit to in business, and just life as well. And some of the strategies they talk about, and the things they call out about millionaires is really like eye-opening because they talk about how most millionaires like aren't what you think they are. Like they drive normal cars, like they drive used cars, they live in normal homes just like you and I. But their net worths are like better than these people you see driving Ferrari. So yeah, it's definitely a must read for anybody, looking to take that next level and understanding how millionaires are, right next to you.
Let's give Thurman James a round of applause. It's true. One of the other lessons I learned in this book is that millionaires are also kind of broke, right? Like, listen to what Thurman just said. Like, they're not living at that next level. Multimillionaires are way more fun. So if you want to read the next level of that book, go and read Millionaire Mind. Just Millionaire Mind, same author. He went into the research on decamillionaires. Now, decamillionaires are balling. They live life at the next level. They own businesses. They own houses in the nicest neighborhoods. They own nice cars. The decamillionaires are truly wealthy. The millionaire is just the middle class. listen to what he just said. The millionaire is the definition of the middle class. They're still they're just good fiscal savers. They've put, good investments, but they at the same time don't really have nice things, can't go on a tremendous amount of vacations, whereas the decamillionaires can. The decamillionaires are the 1% these days. The millionaire it just puts you in top 5% across the country. So our mission, build 100 millionaires, is just the first step. It's just a step in the journey towards becoming that 1%. Hands to the camera if you're okay with each step. Awesome. And Lou Carlson knows the author. Of course he does. All right, let's give everybody on the call a big round of applause for showing up. I am thankful for your commitment to yourself, your commitment to this mission, your commitment to your community and the tribe and the charities you'll be investing in once you've made your wealth happen for you. And I also encourage you to pay it forward as you're on this journey. Do not go on this journey alone, because your family and friends will not recognize you if you go for too long without them. Bring them to calls like this, bring them to trainings that you go to, give them the knowledge, give them the books, feed it to them in a way that they can hear it and understand it. Don't try to shove it down their throats, but bring your family and your friends along with you. Otherwise, it will be lonely at the top, but it does not have to be. Fortunately, I brought my brother along with me. I brought my friends along with me. And I strongly encourage you do the same exact thing by educating them, sharing with them, bringing them to events that you're going to, bringing them to the networking events, giving them the knowledge, making it easier on them. By the way, who loves that? I've read the 430 books and you don't have to read them all, but I can still give you the information. Saves you a lot of time. So you can do the same thing for your family. Don't just be like, hey, here's the book, read it, good luck. Hey, I read this book. Here are the couple of points that I think would be valuable for you today. I was on this call with Walter, and here are a couple of the points that I think would be valuable for you today. I was just on this call and I learned about, putting all my eggs in one basket and protecting that basket. Do a Facebook Live right after this call. Do a Facebook Live and share the principle of focusing on one thing. By the way, if you're a realtor and you share that you're only going to be focusing on one type of client, one type of business, one type of goal this year, like say, hey, I'm only focusing on people who want to become millionaires. I'm only focusing on multifamily. I'm only focusing on investors this year. I guarantee you some of them will contact you. And Scan, if you understand, people are attracted to people who focus. People are attracted to people who they can put in their mind a singular thing that they do. So the more you focus, the more attractive you become. The more you focus, the more attractive working with you becomes. The more you focus, the more your spouse will be attracted to being with you, because you won't be all over the place. You'll be very decisive. You'll be clear. You'll know where you're going. The more clear you are, the more focused you are, the more you put all your eggs in one basket, the more your family will know you for something. Who here complains that their family doesn't even know what they do? That's because you don't even know what you do. Get focused on one thing. Get focused on one career, one business, one strategy, one client that you serve, and then everybody around you will be supportive because they will finally understand you. The reason they can't understand you is because you don't understand you. That's why this exercise today is so important. Write out all the things, eliminate all of the ones that are not your marketing component, and just focus on your marketing component. Grow that first. Grow that most, and never stop growing your marketing. This mission will not self-destruct, but your business might if you don't take action. Let's open up to questions. Was that valuable today? We got something out of it?
No questions, but a real quick comment. The recession-proof challenge, although works extremely well for realtors, it is a business model. So if you're here and not a realtor, it'll work just as well for you. Maybe better than anything. Not maybe. It'll be working better. It's the Alchemist. Okay, it's what we're doing, right? It's just a business model. Business models work really well. This one happens to work better because of the way Walter put it together. But with Walter, Dorina, Ron in the background that nobody sees, it's pretty freaking amazing. So
I like that. I'll add to Stephen what you said there. It works for capital raisers, agents, and brokers. As brokers are always looking to recruit agents. And so obviously running events that recruit and having a funnel backwards, and most brokers are also investors. So they're always looking for capital. So having these multifamily networks attracts all of the right resources for a agent, a broker, and a capital raiser. So it's it's a ridiculous model. And the fact that most people don't do it or understand it, or they get distracted in all their different businesses, is just too bad. But it leaves us room. It leaves each one of you on this call an opportunity, because most people, when they come into events, they will burn out and not do it after 3 months, because they'll get just enough business to stop doing the events. And Cam, if you know people who had an event popped up for a little while and that disappeared, that's why they got too busy with the business and they thought that they could just live off of referrals, and they pulled back from doing the events. Ron and I have never stopped doing our events, even though every single month, every quarter, we're like, we don't need to do this anymore. It's too busy. We just keep pushing forward. We just keep pushing forward, putting systems in place. And if you're committed to staying boring, staying focused, one thing, driving more. Now we run 20 events across the country every single month. Instead of pulling back, we expanded. Instead of, like, as more business comes in, as this community continues to grow, we just keep expanding on the marketing side. We just keep expanding and growing, and it builds our other businesses. Alchemist Financial, it builds Alchemist Connect, it builds Alchemist Properties, it builds all these other platforms that we're working on to serve our community by just us focusing on the marketing. And Darina is now like our biggest asset. Let's give Darina a big round of applause. Her and her team, Amy, Michelle, let's give all these powerful ladies, Mark Dozwa, Frank Montero, like these guys, yeah, absolutely amazing partners. Stephen Beaver recently I met him at an event 8 months ago, and Stephen said, I am going to be in this business with you. I'm going to be your best asset in this business. He straight told me. I was like, okay, we'll see. And today I find him to be who's found Stephen to be a tremendous asset. Awesome. Larry Steinhaus told me, he's like, I'm going to be on your stage. And I was like, all right, we'll see. And he's found many reasons to get.
The only thing is I compete with Stephen Beaver with the clothes. That's the problem.
There's no competition. The lay wins every time. Okay.
I don't know. I got these back here. You know, these are. By the way, you guys get to see all my jackets back here. Oh,
the man of jackets.
Really awesome jackets. I will say that.
Oh, I gotta tell you, Galter, I actually bought the URL, thejacketman.com.
You see what I mean? He's all over the place. Let's give Larry Steinhaus a round of applause. He better start selling jackets with that domain.
No, it just redirects to LarrySteinhaus.com.
Larry he's got to own like 200 or 300 different domains.
I do.
And they all redirect back to LarrySteinhaus.com.
You know what my favorite one is?
Is it GualterMorello.com?
No, it's that redirects to Larry Steinhaus. You ready?
Yep.
And there's one or two people on this Zoom will appreciate it. I hate LarrySteinhaus.com.
Smart man. He's wise. I got to get that one. I got to own my own fan base of people who hate Walter and Morello. I want to own the fan base. I'm making money either way. Let's go.
You know the story, right? The more haters you have, the more successful you are.
Yep.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Go ahead, Tashin. I see your hand up, brother.
Man, listen, I just want to say, me and Steven had a call this week. Fucking phenomenal.
I didn't realize you were both here.
Like, blew my mind with some of the stuff we were talking about. It's been an amazing journey. Like ever since, I've connected with this network and that first call was a little bit, difficult, but
tell them about it, man. They weren't on the call with me and you.
Man, listen, it was definitely difficult. He's like, well, what are you doing? What do you even want to do? And I'm like, well, I want to do this. And he's like, no, that's something that you're gonna do after you do what you want to do. And I'm like, no, I want to do this. And he's like, no, see, you don't even know what you want. I'm like, I'm trying to tell you what I want, but you won't let me tell you what I want. Like, it was crazy. But then after that, like, I'm like, man, I tell people about him all the time. I'm like, this is like damn near my best friend that I ain't even met in person yet, but we're gonna be meeting real soon. And it's just been like the people that I've been introduced, the mental shift, like literally since I've changed my mindset, like the people are literally just like coming to me in droves of like, I'm an investor, I'd love to help you. I was literally just talking to a lady that I reached out to this morning, and she ended up being the representative for a non-for-profit bank holding over 1,000 properties that they're looking to get into home ownership in my own community. So I'm working with them right now to submit my business plan for affordable home ownership. And she told me pretty much everybody else we're working with is fix and flippers, and they can't guarantee that they're going to be anyone occupying the property as a homeowner, which is our primary goal. So you and your organization will shoot to the top of the list for every property that we acquire.
Let's
Wow,
give
good job.
Tasheen a round of applause.
That's
Good
awesome.
job.
It's a great
Hey,
success
guys,
story.
I just want to say I got to run. I got a couple people in here that I got to go coach. Thank you, Golfer. Always a great host. I appreciate the plugs today. And everybody else, have a great day. Go make money. See ya.
Give Larry Steinhouse a round of applause.
Thank you.
Walter,
Oh,
my
yeah.
hand is raised.
I know I got Roland right before you. Go ahead, Roland, then Jacob Bolt right afterwards.
Hey, how's it going? I want to definitely commend Galter for being consistent and having this event every week. I mean, I've come and I've gone off this event for a while, and I saw Darina at a RIA event, and she was like, "Hey, where you been?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll be back. I've just been, doing a couple of things." So I like to commend you on that. And to the point of what you were talking about today, me as a property management company, I'm a licensed CAM, meaning I manage associations, and also I can manage, long-term, short-term. And the reason why I'm saying that is in the beginning, I was trying to do everything. I was doing long term, I was doing short term, I was trying to do, just CAM. And the reality is I had to get laser focused on one. And then once I got that scaled, I have to build the other one, which is why I'm purchasing this property management company so I can do that. And so to the point that Galto is making, take your time, focus on one thing. Once you get that one thing established, then you start pivoting and doing the other things. That's all I wanted to say. Sorry about the phone in the background.
It's all right. Let's give Roland a round of applause. I almost stopped you. I was like, man, that ringtone is annoying, but you were giving solid, good advice. So awesome. It's true. Focus on one thing. And then if Roland wanted to grow his company even bigger, he would stay focused on that one form of management that grew him. And then later on, either bring a partner in to do the alternative. But at this point, he's still developing himself as a property manager. And I did the same exact thing, Roland. I spread out, and then every so often I'll cut back on companies and to go focus again. And then I spread out. It's entrepreneurial seizure, right? It never goes away. Who's read the E-Myth? Never goes away. We never stop thinking, oh, I could do that. And this year I'm cutting out. I'm known for having 11 businesses. I'm doing my very best to cut them down to 3. I would love to be able to cut down as many as I can to 3 and just have partnerships. We'll see how I do. But I've just got to get it down to the point where it's super symbiotic, so we can get that arrow, that one in the business that leads them and the 2 in the back that support it. And it may be Alchemist Nation, Financial, and Connect. Those seem to be the 3 driving businesses that are really pushing hardest, and all the others I may be looking to exit on a few of them. Don't worry, if you're one of my partners, we'll make sure that it's extremely good. Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm for whatever reason very good at running events. I started one recently, real estate, out of the blue, and we have 70 people coming. I've done nothing but sending out to we called it the New England's premier networking event. So someone sent me a text message, what's premier about it? I said, you're premier. If you come, it's premier. But you thought you'd get a kick out of that. Anyways, but I really haven't turned this ability into money. I really haven't. I've turned it into some money, but not a lot of money. But I've accumulated this massive network, and I run an event and 50, 60, 100 people come. So my question really is this 21-day challenge, is this how to monetize this?
Yep.
That's what it's about. I'm signing.
So
Okay.
we have week 1.
I got go ahead.
Week 1 is structure, get the event set up, structure it. Week 2 is monetize the event. Week 3 is scale the event. It's scale, automate, get yourself out so the business still is growing and running without you, or sell the business. The idea is you got to get this thing structured to the point. Now, obviously, you're not going to build it, monetize it, and sell it all within 21 days.
No,
What we're doing is we're teaching how to do that, how to put those structures into place so that the business is a saleable business a year from now or 2 years from now. And when these are sold, they're sold for 500, 600,000, $1 million. The cheapest one I've ever seen sold was $85,000, and it was completely run in the ground, wasn't running any live events for like 3 months or 6 months during COVID. And somebody still paid $85,000 for the fucking list and the name of the event. So like your business you have, the fact that you're not monetizing it is one, just a moment of sadness for breaking Warren Buffett's rule number 1, don't lose money. And also rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1, don't lose money.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll get you monetized in the challenge. We'll show you the
All right, buddy.
structures. There's
Sounds
7
good.
streams.
That's I
Awesome.
can run events. I'm a good speaker, whatever. I don't want to brag about, but I have other skills. I've just been doing it like to be the anti of the other events. I've just done them all free. And
Yeah, no, free is good. Free is
I
good.
accumulate this massive amount of people.
So the way we monetize our events, our audience doesn't know they're getting that. It doesn't feel it. There's no drain or draw on the audience. It's sponsors. It's utility, selling actual utility to actually bring them deals. All the income streams, the people in the room are like, oh my God, they don't feel like they're being pitched. They feel like they're hands camera. If everything I sold you has benefited you in some way, you've gained value from everything I've ever offered. Awesome. So that is,
Well, yeah.
we're gonna
Thank you,
teach you that.
Walter. God bless. I almost didn't come on today. I'm out driving around. You can see me in the car with the headset on. So, hey, for some reason, I felt I got to get on that call today, and now I know why.
Let's give Jacob Bell
God
a round
bless.
of applause. He's a leader, and we're gonna turn him into a monetized leader so he can
There we
scale
go,
his
brother.
mission.
There
I
we go,
love it.
brother. Thank you. Thank you. I got to get going though, man. Take care.
All right, cheers, brother. Go serve. Chong, I see you, man. Chong, the fast realtor.
Yep. I'm trying to get to unmute. Yeah, I really like this principle because it was a huge reflection of my journey finding the Alchemist Nation. Because when you don't have clarity, when you don't have leverage, you don't have the right community, you're pretty much shooting in the dark. You can have all these great ideas. And when I joined, I had a lot of ideas.
You did indeed.
And now when you said make a list, I got like 3 things. And I've created my business to be part of the ecosystem, right? It's everything you talk about is the funnel. It builds off of each other. And
Sure.
and so when I think about this, AlchemistNation has so much pull. The biggest success I've had was because I'm in this community. And when you think about the realization of putting everything together just so you can collectively focus all your energy, but yes, you have to learn so many other new skills, new technology, new principles, new character, new demeanors, and a lot of that rubs off from, for me, the people that's in the community. And so putting everything in one basket just allows you to get into one lane and just go. And it's been incredible because the last 6 months I've been able to triple my work rate. So now I'm at a point where I can slowly align things. Not that I'm slowing down, but now, like what you, some wise guy on this call says, you want to go so fast so they get to a point where now you're ahead of the group and you can slow it down a little bit so you can see how you can align all the pieces. And that's the magic.
100%. It's a restructuring time for you.
Yes.
Let's give Chong Yang a round of applause. He is absolutely crushing it. Again, to the residential assisted living. He's working with Isabella Guerrero, who's created a course in Alchemist Nation. If you want to learn about RALs and RAL Academy, Isabella, I actually talked to her yesterday, and I'm thinking about getting her to speak at the summit, but I know she's going to be speaking at the Recession Proof Conference coming up in April. So it's a very exciting relationship that we're building because, Vinny is invested in residential assisted living. That's where he's spending a lot of his time and his money. It's a baby boom product, right? He's calling it the silver tsunami, right? It's where all the money is going to be going, all the wealth. So we got to take care of them. Go ahead, Stephen.
No, go ahead and go for one.
And so this year, it really is about focus, right? Put all your eggs in one basket. I've said this every year for the last 4 years. I say it at the beginning of the year. I make the strong suggestion that if you want to be extremely successful, you must get back to the basics. And I don't mean like the basics of how you started and left. I mean, back to your marketing, back to your message, back to your sales, back to the stuff that really builds your business. Your business was not built on your skill set. Your business was built on your ability to sell your skill set. Your business was built on the ability for you to sell your product, your service, your team, your idea, your dream, your vision, your investment, your strategy. It was your ability to sell it to your community, to your team members, your employees, to your contractors, to your investors. It was your ability to sell it to the city. Your ability to sell and market what you're building in this world is your strongest, most important asset. Your ability to bring the people to you that need to hear it is your strongest asset. I don't care if you don't deliver for a month, right? If you found me and you're like, hey, I got all the answer to all your problems. I'm gonna build Alchemist Nation. I'm gonna get you 10,000 events across the country, and I'm gonna do it for you. And it's gonna take me about a year. And I'm not starting for about a year because I got to build all the infrastructure. You would have my deposit today because you got the attention of the person who wants the thing. Hence, if you understand. It's all about getting in front of that person. So if you build this one business, focus on your funnel, focus on bringing in the clients, the right clients. Don't just focus on attention. I love Grant Cardone, but he's like, attention's the new currency. I don't want you to have attention. What I want you to have is the right people. I want you to have the right relationships, the right connections, the right network. Because, there's big business owners on this call. I know a lot of your faces. I recognize that your successes, and you've seen it. Right? It's the client that comes back to you over and over and over. It's the client that pays you $10,000 every time they see you. It's a client who does the $100,000 job, right? That's the client, or the clients, you made that $1 million to you. That's the client that you don't need a lot of them, just a handful. Just a few of those clients really makes your business extremely successful. 100 people will give you those clients, 80-20, right? 1% of your clients will make the most money. I have some clients who've paid me $50,000. I've had clients who've paid me $100,000. I have one relationship. My relationship with Ron Bowling has made me millions of dollars. One relationship. And Cam, if you recognize, you got to focus on one basket, put all those eggs in that basket, and protect, guard, focus, control that basket. Make it your marketing funnel. Make it your sales funnel. Make it the front end of your business. Make it your messaging, your branding, and do not let up. Keep learning, keep improving, keep growing it. If all you did was that, you could hire somebody else to do the fulfillment on the back end of your company, and your company would still explode and be rich. Super profitable. Who's already noticed that? All right. Fulfillment is a dime a dozen. Anybody can do fulfillment, but find the client. That's the magic. That's the money. Go ahead, Stephen.
So I'm just going to go back on something. I think one of the problems is the concept. And people see a business as a huge mechanism. It's a car. So I just want to talk about the wheel of the car. And I'm going to talk about the wheel of the car in the terms of martial arts, because everybody's watched a movie and they've seen a fight scene. Now, having said that, we're going to take that and put that over here. The person that practiced that punch.
Ooh,
okay.
Steve, I gotta pause for just a sec. If
Sure.
you're in the mastermind, if you're in the mastery program, we are meeting today at 12 o'clock. Doreen just reminded me. And if you're in the recession proof challenge, we're meeting today at 4 o'clock because the mastermind comes priority. And if that makes sense. Mastermind members, we know when we're meeting.
Wait,
Recession
say it
proof
At
again.
11 o'clock
members.
Central, 12 o'clock Eastern.
Yes. So Eastern time, 12 o'clock for the mastermind, 4 o'clock for the recession proof challenge. Based on Eastern time, your time based on that. Go ahead, Steven.
Actually, it's 11 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern for your mastermind, our mastermind. Just making sure I was talking about the recession proof challenge the first time, but that's because
Answer
we're
the
always
camera
talking.
if you're on Central time. Is there anybody on here other than Steven on Central time?
Look at that. Look at that.
We got a few
What
people.
now, Mr. Man? What
All right.
now? All right. So anyway, what's the difference between a 7th degree black belt and a white belt? They're both throwing the same punch or the same quick kick. It's like Bruce Lee said, 10,000 kicks or done one time, or one kick done 10,000 times. The master isn't doing anything else that the white belt isn't doing. They're just simply they've done it forever. Now, here's the thing. Why is the master better? Is it because they threw the 10,000 kicks, that one kick 10,000 times? No, it's because they were teaching. They learned it. then they started applying it, then they taught it, right? So if I teach Walter how to do a kick, I've learned one time, he's learned one time. If I teach Frank how to kick, he's learned one time, I've learned 2 times. Darina, 1, me 3. And these are different styles of people. So now I understand how their mechanics work. So it starts to get boring, but it also gets to be kind of fun because you get to see the results, right? So when you're building your business, I know it looks like a big mechanism, and it is, but the way Walter and Darina and Ron and everybody do it, it becomes very simplified, not easy, but simplified. And that's why I think it's perfect that it's called the Alchemist Nation, because they're always looking to do things a little bit quicker and more efficiently. How to turn lead into gold. Literally, we're doing that, right? Literally, we're doing that. We're taking the lead out of your pants, okay, that's slowing you down, and we're putting gold in there, and you're actually able to do more with the gold than you were with the lead, because you can use that to have people carry you, and so on and so on. So anyway.
Let's give Stephen Beaver a round of applause. Nice golden nugget. You know, it's funny that you say lead to gold, Stephen. Our first business, Agent Alchemist, when it was originally for real estate agents in 2018, was called Agent Alchemist Turning Leads into Gold. Because we would take a contact, the lead they would throw away and say, oh, the leads are garbage. We would take those leads and we'd warm them up. And we'd throw them into the fire and we pull them out as somebody who was ready to go buy real estate, because we were investor friendly agents, and everybody would come in and be like, oh, that person's not going to buy. They're a tire kicker. Cool. Bring me your tire kickers. And I would educate the tire kicker into how to be a buyer, instead of just being like, oh, this person's not ready. Oh, this person's not pre-approved. They don't have money. They don't know what they want. Cool. Bring them to me. Like, bring me your lost. I will take those leads. And then that's where the training company got formed. It was really a marketing company designed to help us find clients to go and invest with. Hence, Karen, if that's cool. Leads. I fucking love it.
No, definitely dope. I was actually looking into the background of alchemy the other day, and like where it actually came from, because I was telling one of my other people about this group and about, you know, all of us here, and she's like, well, you know what that means, right? And I'm like, no, not really. She's like, you know, the Rumpelstiltskin, where they, you know, turn the straw into gold and, you know, things like that. She's like, listen, you're, you know, already on your way. You're meeting with the mentors, you're showing up, you're taking those actionable steps. Like, you know, just keep going and you'll get where you want to go. And I done had to rewrite my wealth statement twice. Now I got to rewrite it again.
Let's give Tashina a round of applause. Who here is rewriting their goals, rewriting their wealth statements, their affirmations, like knows where they're going? If you haven't checked them out, go and check out the Alchemist Manifesto. This is a powerful list of affirmations for those who are committed to transforming themselves so they can then transform others. It's a powerful list. I keep them on my desk, just super useful. If you came to the 100 Millionaire Summit last year, you got one of these little pocket-sized ones. So you're able to carry them around with you and stay motivated. Affirmations are powerful. Actions are even more powerful. Your thoughts become your feelings become your actions become your reality. So there you go, Lois. She's got it. The bookmark version of it. Fantastic. Go ahead, Steven. And then this will be the last one, because I got to go get Taco Bell because I'm hungry.
If you didn't read Chong's last statement, I'll just read it for you in chat. The power lies, we were talking about martial arts, but this is so powerful. I copied it. I'm stealing this one. The power lies with creating massive impact without physical contact.
That's huge. That is huge.
That,
and one more definition of alchemy comes from Deepak Chopra. And Deepak Chopra talks about alchemy as the transformation of a person from a place of pain to a place of bliss, a place of competition to a place of creation, a place of not knowing to a place of understanding. That is what Deepak Chopra dictates alchemy to be. In the form of a human being, it's the transformation of oneself to a higher level. So when you are transforming yourself, just know that one day that transformation is something you can now teach or pass on to another human being, because humans are very social. you become the average of your 5 closest friends. So as you level up, you become a higher level average, you're able to spread that to the people around you. So it's almost your moral ethical duty to improve yourself so that you can improve the people around you. That being said, we're going to jump off. If you're in the mastermind, we will see you at 11 Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, fuck it, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. And if you're in the Recession Proof Challenge, it is 1 p.m. It'll be 4 p.m. Eastern. It will be 3 p.m. CT, and it will be 1 o'clock PST. Cheers to your success, your choice. Oh, Andrea, are you going, huh? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I booked my day so that I wouldn't be driving during the 1 p.m. time slot, so I could be here. And then you move it to 4. I'll be
It's
driving.
crazy. I know. I mean, these guys paid me $10,000 to $15,000. So like, I got to prioritize my mastermind. Hands can't feel
No,
it.
I get
They
that. I'm
come
not
first,
arguing
right?
that. I'm just saying, darn it, I scheduled this time free for you, and then you move it, and now I'm going to be driving.
Well, Andrea, you can drive, and we will record if you miss anything. Let's give Andrea a round of applause. Hell yeah.
It's just funny. See you guys at 4.
We'll see you at 4. This mission will not self-destruct, but your business might if you don't take action.